Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be looking at a quick example of how to count the amount of times something appears in the list using the function Countif. Okay, let's have a look at the data. I'll explain what we're trying to achieve today. Here we've got a list of generic names in column A, an event in column B, and dates in column C. We're not going to be using column B and column C today. But this list of names here are names that repeat themselves, Brian and Bob, and you can see down here, Brian and Bob, and we want to know how many times these people appear in this list. As always, with this kind of issue, there are loads of ways we could achieve this. We could look at pivot tables, but today we're going to be looking at Countif and how the Countif formula works. Right, so first off, we'll use a Countif formula against the data set we've already got here, and I'll show you how that works and then how we can improve on that. Nice and straightforward. We will start a formula with equals Countif, and you can see here it's asking us for a range and a criteria. The range is the range of data that we're going to cover, so we can manually select all of that by dragging down or press Control, Shift and down to select the whole thing. And then we want to press F4 and that will lock that in place. Okay, and the criteria, we're going to click on the first name, Brian. Okay, so the Countif formula is now telling us that Brian appears 8 times in this list, and we'll send the formula down to the bottom by double clicking the corner here where that turns into a cross. That's a little shortcut. So you can see Countif has already been helpful in establishing that Brian has run 8 times and Anne has run 8 times, but we're not quite there. What we don't want to do is look at Brian and get confused that he may have run 64 times by summing up all of these values. Because Brian appears 8 times in the list, Brian's name is going to be here 8 times. So it's much better to use a Countif against a distinct list of names. So jumping over into tab 2, we do have a distinct list of names here. Again, many ways of doing that. Let's just do a quick example. I'm going to jump in, highlight all of those by pressing Shift Control down, Control C to copy those, Control V to paste them, and just up here we can remove duplicates. Okay, and then we've got a distinct list of names. So let's do the Countif against the distinct list of names, and that's going to give us a better indication of how many times somebody actually appears in our original list. Same process again, we can work across tabs, so equals Countif. Remember our range is the list we're trying to extract from. Highlight all of that, press F4, lock that in place, comma. You can see this has changed. It's asking us for our criteria now. Let's go back to our sheet, hit Brian, press enter, and we've got Brian with 8 counts in the original list. Send that to the bottom, double click here. Okay, we can call that counts. So we now have a list of distinct names and the amount of times that they appear in an original list. Okay, well I hope you found this video useful. If you have done, remember to give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel if you want to see more useful ways to use data. And if there's something you're struggling with, leave us a comment. We'll do our best to make a bespoke video on how to manipulate your data and get around your problem. Right, thanks for watching.